Are you a mechanical coach? Someone who has the mechanics of coaching firmly in your grasp, but maybe too strictly adhering to them? Let me share more about this in this video. Over the years, as I've observed coaches honing their skills and starting to develop confidence and become better coaches, I've seen this subset of them strictly adhere to the mechanics of coaching. So much so that I almost feel that I'm observing a mechanical coach. So what do I mean by this in more detail? This is someone who is very clear about the coaching model that they're following. They are careful at the beginning of the session to go over confidentiality and code of ethics and what is coaching and what isn't coaching to ensure that their client is crystal clear about the conversation that they're about to have. Once they get to that point, then they ensure that they get a very clear agreement. Sometimes pressing the client almost a little too firmly to ensure that there's a clear measure of success before they feel comfortable moving on into the coaching conversation where they're seeking to elicit discovery through asking open-ended questions, one at a time, at the right pace, just giving the right amount of space to the client. When they get to the halfway point, they ensure that they check in with the client to see how much progress has been made towards the objective. And then as they move towards the second half, then they may ask certain questions to ensure that the client feels that progress is being made, because we must reach the objective that we set out at the beginning of the session. As the session draws to a close, the coach will signal that to the client, ask them how they'd like to wrap up, ensure that there's some accountability, perhaps discussion of barriers to success, a clear action plan, probably asking about insights, and then how they might like to start when they meet again. These are all good aspects of coaching, don't get me wrong. What I want you to be careful about, if you are feeling like, I might be describing you a little bit, is are you also bringing your personality into the coaching session? What I see at times with these mechanical coaches is that they have great personalities, but they check them at the door when the coaching session starts because they're more interested in a rigid adherence to the coaching process and perhaps even overthinking it a little bit and possibly losing the emotional connection to the client, which is something that the client may also notice and feel, that there seems to be a little bit of sterility to the model, to the coaching conversation. There's almost a coldness to the process. I'm careful to say that because I don't want you, as someone who's just beginning to understand what coaching is and feeling like you want to be careful and follow this coaching process somewhat strictly to ensure that you're providing good coaching. Absolutely, this is the place to start. As you feel more comfortable, then start to bring more of your personality in. Be willing to ask questions that may not be open-ended questions. If you miss the check-in at the halfway point, don't berate yourself. It's okay. What you should seek to do is notice if perhaps the client is having a moment. What's happening with the client? If they're saying something that might suggest that maybe the original agreement isn't something that we have to be slavishly pushing towards anymore. Something's changing in this conversation, and we may want to notice that and ask about it. as we start to move away from being very careful about following the mechanics of good coaching, something even better might emerge. The possibility of great coaching. I hope this idea of mechanical coaching and perhaps moving away from it once you feel comfortable is giving you food for thought. That's what I'm seeking to do here. Not judge, not make decisions for you, but simply stimulate your thinking about the coaching that you're doing. If you have thoughts about it, please post them in the comments below. I'd love to see them. Or you can email me at michael@BAECexecutivecoach.com and we can talk about your coaching. Now, of course, if you'd like to go deeper with me, then I invite you to explore options at the centerforexecutivecoaching.com, where I serve as a faculty member and present many of the programs that they offer: distance learning, mentor coaching, and in-person seminars. So there are many ways to get involved with us, and we have many other fantastic instructors who would be great guides for you along the way. So I encourage you to check out the site. You can also check out my blog site as a resource for you as a coach, BAECexecutivecoachtraining.com. There you could schedule time with me to discuss training options, to go further. Now, if this video has been helpful, please like it, comment on it, share it with other coaches who could benefit, and subscribe to the channel because more videos are on the way. Thank you very much.